Okay, ladies, so here's my take on a priest. I'm going to do the basics first. UI layout, talents, spells, what you should be aiming for, your main stats, why it's important, and that kind of stuff. First, the UI. As you can see, my most important stuff is right in front of me. There, cooldowns. Other stuff like raid stuff will be over here. I've also got the raid statuses over here from the raid unit frames. Map quests, this is all replaced with uh, boss mods when we go into a fight. Officer chat, normal chat, and then general. And then there's your two SCADAs and your spells. Sometimes I do look down here, which I shouldn't, but the flashy lights are hard to ignore. This over here is weak auras. It basically just tells me when stuff is off cooldown, so nothing too fancy, but very, very, very useful. As you can see, Popo's off cooldown. I also have sound effects coming through, which I can't hear because I've got my headphones on. Yeah, cool. Next, the talents that you're going to be using are, that doesn't matter, Angelic Feather, a little bit difficult to control, but so very useful. Mindbender, the easiest of the two to use. The only other one that you're going to think about is Solace and Insanity for the, instead of Holy Fire, you're going to be using that spell. It's 100% heal instead of 90% heal, and it returns 1% of your mana, but I found that every second that I wasn't casting the Holy Fire spell meant I was losing mana, which is really, really annoying. Whereas Mindbender's one cooldown, use it once, you can do whatever. This next talent is up to you. Twisted Fate, very, very good talent. If you damage a mob that's below 35%, you double dip because your damage goes up, which means your healing goes up. And since Disc Priests do most of their healing through Atonement, which is damage, this is an excellent double dip. Power Infusion, if you know that you're going to need huge spells at certain points in the fight. And this I have never really used. It's not really that powerful. It can be used quite well. Cascade, Divine Star, and Halo are fight dependent. Divine Star people are, stacked up. Cascade if they spread out, and Halo if you need any big heals. This is the highest heals per second. Also charges the most mana, but also needs the best positioning, which is a pain in the ass. Okay, spells. Your main healing will come from Atonement, and then off the crit from that Atonement. So crit is your major stat, with Mastery coming up a quick second. Remember that a Disc Priest does not, most of your spells are instant cast, especially the big ones. So remember that haste isn't going to have as much of an effect on you as it will when you're playing Holy or Chamois or anything like that. That being said, crit isn't the be-all and end-all, although it is for most people. Once you hit about 50%, the diminishing returns start kicking in. And, there it is, Divine Aegis, 11,000. Whoa, 100. Diminishing returns kick in, and then Mastery actually helps a lot, because Mastery still helps with your Spirit Shell as well as your Power Word Shield. So my basic rotation is scroll up for Penance on target, scroll down for Holy Fire, and then scroll down for 3 Smites. Smites does a little bit more healing than heal, your normal heal would do as a Holy Priest, but then if it crits, it pops a shield on somebody nearby, and I'm the only one nearby, so that's 106 absorbs just from that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The rest of the stuff you can do as yourself. I'm just going to go through my basics. My keyboard is set up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that is R. That is my oh shit button. So if I get into Popo, that's what I use. If I had rock candy, it would be there. If I had a health potion, it would be there, but that's normally not the case. And that one is C, so which makes it easy for me to reach. Remember, guys, you can have Shift R, Shift F, Shift C. These work as well. Spirit Shell is actually on Alt, so it's on my mouse button 5. So what I do is I pop it like that, and then I go like that. And then I'll do the Prayer of Healing, which is amaze balls. What else? Oh, the heal bot. Okay, on my heal bot, I have got mouse button 4 as being my shields, mouse button 3 as being my renew, and mouse button 5 as being my penance. Just as a note, this buff, Grace, increases healing received by 30%, so if the shit does hit the fan, please heal the target directly. The Grace does increase the healing that you do by a popo load, but most of the time you don't have time because you're going, ah, and then you just penance the boss, which will then heal probably the most damaged person in the raid anyway. Yeah, so that's that. The rest that you need to know, my Prayer of Mending is on that. I've got Binding Heal on my left click, and Shift left click is Flash Heal. Right click is Greater Heal. You can set it up as you see fit. What else? That's all I can think of. Little things. Try and use Archangel as much as you can. Penance gives it 1 charge. Holy Fire gives it 1 charge, and Smite gives it 1 charge. Especially when you get the 2-set bonus. You pop it just before you cast Divine, the Star or the Halo or the Cascade, and it increases the healing done by a popo load by 25% per, 5% per stack, so 25%. And then if you got the 2-set bonus, increases your crit chance by 10%, which buffs your crit chance probably up to about 60% or something crazy like that. Guys, remember, your UI is a tool. It's there to help you raid better. Don't shy away from it. If somebody says that something works for them, try it out. This weak auras on the left here is extremely useful, but it's even more useful that I can hear when stuff is coming off cooldown. So when, for example, my Mindbender comes off cooldown, I've got a sound effect that goes nom 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 nom, and I know exactly when it's off cooldown. Things that you use often off cooldown, like your Penance and your Divine Star, these things can be on a nice ping dong or whatever, and you'll know that they're off cooldown. It's very, very useful for you to maximize your cooldown. Karmi, as a clicker, I'd advise you to try and get your keyboard set up so that it's easy for you to use. Clicking is very versatile because you can see all your buttons at the bottom here, but it means your attention is taken away from your screen. So you're not looking here anymore, you're looking here. You want to try and keep your attention here as much as possible, but yeah, now I'm preaching. So hope this helps. Hope this isn't too big or too long or too large. And that's all.